Notes from the Upper West Side, a novel by Dan Wrench.
Chapter 141, Banished. Fucking Fonda, telling me right to my face that I wasn't her type. And what did she call herself, a girly girl? With those ripped legs and arms? Girly like a bulldozer. And where the fuck does this gym twat get the nerve to tell me what kind of lady I need? Who was Fonda to tell me I need to be some bitch's cunt stool? It burned me to blisters. When I got back into the factory, I could see a couple people inside, but nobody I recognized. And the room had a creepy new layout, like it was evolving into another species of space. Where was Cammy? And where was Bang? Did he actually storm out like I'd imagined? And who's that guy standing in my spot? A big black guy grinning like Gomer Pyle. And a few feet away from this guy is some fat chick with frizzy hair and a clipboard. They were strangers! I couldn't even set up anywhere. So I was getting pretty steamed. I mean, I was already sore from Fonda's hard lady comment. But now I was steamed and sore. As you can probably guess, there were no "how's it goings" from the gang because there was no gang. The fat girl with the frizzy hair and clipboard swung around to look in my direction when I first came in, but then she snapped back to what she was doing like she knew I was trouble. I went up to the guy in my spot, and I was this close to saying, "Excuse me, dude, that's my spot!" But he was this big black guy, like I said, who smiled with huge white teeth when he saw me, and it was a friendly smile when I saw it. I just didn't want him to stop smiling. "I'm Paul," I said. I stuck out my hand. He grabbed it and grinned even bigger while we shook.
"I'm Eddie."
He said. He stared at me like it was my turn. When I didn't say anything, he said,
"Nice smells they got back here in this room."
I just grinned like a ventriloquist's dummy. All I could think was, I wonder if this Eddie character knows about the racist Fed Flash guy. I wonder if he can tell I'm the sort of guy who would take a stand against the KKK. I had a good mind to tell him. I was this far from blurting out, "You know, a guy just said nigger in the front room and I gave him shit for it." But, of course, I just kept grinning and didn't say a word. I think I shook his hand. Again. Then I turned to the fat frizzy twat, who still had her back to me, and said, "Hi, I'm Paul." She turned around and sighed.
"Yes, I thought that was you. You're almost the last.
The last
person I have to tell they've been replaced. You've been replaced by a full-time employee of Whispers on 6th.
This, I said, is outrageous. It is unacceptable. Unacceptable. She looked at me with her mouth slightly open. Apparently, I was the first cunt-bacco maven to react thus.
"Well,"
she finally said,
"I suppose you could bring it up to Mr. Whispers. He should be back in a moment."
"Good idea," I said gruffly. "Let's hash this out mano a mano." "Uh-oh," I heard from behind me. It was Whisper's voice. I looked over at him in the doorway. He was wearing his usual plaid work shirt and jeans. He was also carrying 5 or 6 pints of varnish. They looked like varnish. He put these pints of whatever down on one of the benches.
"Yeah, I had a feeling you might need to get straightened out. You're a special case, and I know that."
He led me back through the door again. Now we were in the vestibule and all alone.
Shucks and darn, I'm gonna say this one's on me,
he said.
I was planning to talk to you before today, but I just kept putting it off.
So where is everybody?
See, this was never supposed to be all part-time and no real management, and starting today, we're integrating the new mix, one for the road, into the regular business. It's still a specialty, but it's all part of Whispers on 6 now.
I could feel the valve in my forehead getting ready to blow. So after all the work I put in here, after the factory idea, I just get your boot in my ass and I'm gone? He sighed.
Well, look, I could give you a perm job, but you'd have to quit bartending unless you want to work 12 to 16 hours a day. And if you did quit your old job, you'd probably only make half here what you make 10 in bar.
Half?
Yeah, union bartender, full benefits, Manhattan. And you wouldn't be getting any tips here either.
I couldn't believe it. He wanted to pay me slave wages. I yanked myself away from him and stomped to the doorway that opened on the retail space. Half! But before I got through the door, I turned back to him. I want my $100 back. He seemed surprised for a sec. Then he laughed his sneer laugh and said,
Yeah, I should have known you'd pull some shit like this. Classic Paul.
He went past me and into the retail space. He shoved Fonda aside to get to the cash register and pulled out 5 20s and stuck them in my hand. Then he filled out a receipt saying I'd received the $100 as a refund of my investment in Hat. I signed it and gave it back to him. He walked away into the vestibule behind us while I went out the front door for the last time.
Bye, Paul,
Fonda said behind me. It sounded timid, or maybe sad. I ignored her and went back out into the world. That's when it hit me. I might never see her again. Same with Cynthia and Mallory. It was like I'd been banished from a casual harem of theater sluts.
Notes from the Upper West Side is a work of fiction. The people depicted in this work do not exist.
Notes from the Upper West Side. Copyright 2025 by Dan Wrench.